Hi, would you like to know your future? I'm going to tell it to you. Well, actually, I'm not going to tell you your future. That would be kind of creepy and weird. But I'm going to tell you how you can tell your future. Hi, Brian McCorder here, author of books like The Dragon Slayer Manual and X Factor Business. And I want to talk to you about how to predict your future. And this is really important because most of our thought life is spent on activities that are going to happen in the future. Unless we're really doing something that requires all our concentration or we're sleeping, we're thinking of something we got to do later. It's just how we're wired. So it's nice to know, or it would be important to know, that our future is going to be good. I've always held a philosophy for myself that, you know what, my best years are ahead of me. So I might be lying to myself, but I just think it's kind of a healthy perspective to have. So how do you know what your future is going to be like? How can you predict your future? Easy. Look at your average day. What does your average day look like? Take that average day, expand it out, and that's what you're going to have for your future. So if you take your average day, and remember, we all live multifaceted lives. We have many things that we're involved in. If you looked at, say, a pie chart of your average day, hopefully we've got it broken up to where we're getting the rest that we need. We're taking care of the basics: food, nutrition, exercise, sleep. We're taking care of our relationships, giving good time to our spouse and to our children. We're taking care of all those things that are important to us. We understand our values and beliefs, and we're living them. What we don't want to do is get 20, 30 years down the road and realize, you know what, I've spent my life doing things that really weren't important. No one lies on their deathbed and goes, man, I wish I had spent more time at the office. We need to understand our values and beliefs, and our average day is going to become our life. Again, what we do on an average basis is what is going to bring us our future. So I love that concept of each day really reflects our entire life in miniature. It kind of takes the pressure off. If I had my whole life all at once, that's too much pressure. I make a lot of mistakes on a daily basis. So this gives me time to correct them. So again, looking at that daily basis. Now projecting it out, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What does that average day bring you? How much time do you give your relationships? Again, everything is in a state of change. It's either greener, growing, and dry and dying. You want to end a relationship, don't give it any attention, and I guarantee it will end. Again, we need attention from each other. We need that serotonin and oxytocin. So we need to protect our relationships on a daily basis. Our exercise, getting enough sleep, working. There was an experiment that was conducted on children. Gotta love that, experimenting on children. Now hold on, it wasn't anything bad, but they were taking, I believe, children around 5 years old and using the Marshmallow Test, where basically they were told that they could have one marshmallow now, or if they'd wait a certain amount of time, 20 minutes or whatever, they could get a second marshmallow. Then what the psychologists basically did was they just watched and saw the children's willpower. Could they delay gratification? And that's really how we control a lot of our future. Here's what they found in that study, that the children that could delay that gratification and get 2 marshmallows instead of 1, as they followed them, they found out that they had better SAT scores. They had better overall scores with their schoolwork, better grades. They found that really willpower was stronger than IQ for determining success. Usually willpower outperformed IQ by about a factor of 2. That's amazing. I love that for guys like myself without a great IQ. I've got the willpower. I can stick to it, and I'll need that. When I make my mistakes, I can pick myself up and keep going. So again, take some of the pressure off. So how good are you at delaying gratification? Do you know what kind of future you want? Does your daily activities reflect that future? Are you buying that future daily? Again, success isn't bought, it's rented, and that rent is due daily. Every day we've got to be working towards what we want. I've often talked about giving me the easy life. The easy life isn't a life without work. It's one where you've got a goal that is so strong that you're so passionate about that the work is easy. It's like you take anyone running a marathon, you think that would be pretty miserable that you're going to run 26.2 miles, but the average marathon runner shows up at that starting point excited because they know when they cross that finish line, they're going to be able to reflect back on that for the rest of their lives. It's pretty amazing. That's what we want with our lives. If we want to be able to delay gratification today, we've got to have solid vision on what we want in the future. That's where power comes from. The daily activity with our mind and activities kind of go along feelings, impulses, and emotions. That's why you don't give a teenager a large sum of money and set them loose in a mall or a credit card. Again, it's going to be spent very quickly. If the way that we control those impulses, feelings, and emotions is by future thinking. Again, if we're thinking about our goals, what we want down the road, then reasoning and logic kick in. And we can put the brakes on those feelings, impulses, and emotions. So I'll ask you again, how does your future look? Do you understand what you want out of life? Do you have clear vision, clear goals? Do you know where you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? To me, it's pretty exciting to be able to whittle each day and mold it like clay to fit what you want for your future self. So if you were talking to you 5 years ago, what would you tell yourself about your life now that you wish you would have started doing 5 years ago to bring you to a better condition today? Now project that out 5 years from now. What can you start doing today daily? And if you make a mistake, no big deal. You get off a diet or you don't miss a workout or skip sleep, staying up too late watching Netflix, that's not a big deal. The way you deal that is be very gracious with yourself. Go, well, that's okay, I need some improvement. And then when you do crush it the next day, go, yeah, that's me. You always want to really reward yourself for doing good and be very gracious with yourself for making mistakes. And it's great to be that way with others as well. So hopefully this gave you something to think about. So think of your days, your daily routines. What can you do? What can you change in your daily routine to help give you that future that you want?